Hi, Old Bridge. This is Brooke Richards-Patterson, candidate for Board of Ed 2025, #1 on the ballot. I just wanted to recap this meeting that was this evening. It was very informative, and they've been talking about it. It was awesome that they had it at the high school cafeteria. They had a very big turnout, which was nice, from faculty members to stakeholders and residents and parents, and everybody was engaged. I was enlightened by it, and I hope to see more of it. I mentioned that this evening. They talked about chipping away at these recommendations because our schools were assessed for possibly redistricting, but it was just a necessity also that we were going to find out, what kind of projects were going to be needed, what was dated, what was up to code, things like this. And then there's other lists and factors that come into it from what central admin is going to say they need. Obviously, our special needs community has certain criteria that has to be met and certain classroom sizes. And then the state mandated affordable housing that is already in motion, and the enrollment projection is 22 to 4,400 students enrollment. That's just the idea of what it's possibly going to be, and based on the building. Presentation will be on the district website. I will link the district website on the caption here. However, it's not going to be a direct link to this presentation. You'll have to look for the presentation. It's not up yet. I just wanted to make a quick reel about it because it is important to know about this stuff. And for those of you that didn't make it, the capital costs in these projections are $319,218,980. So essentially 320 million. And that's a lot of money, but also some of these buildings are so old. So these are a lot of things to be concerned about. They talked about funding sources, referendum, debt service aid, ROD grants, county school construction financing program, capital reserve, which we have about 10 million in the capital reserve, but that's more or less for a rainy day. It's certainly not going to cover $320 million. Lease purchase, state emergency grants, ESIP. These were some things they talked about. They also mentioned bringing Cheesequake School back online. I could not believe it. I specifically asked about the planetarium because Mr. Wydell did tell me, our BA did tell me when I asked about the planetarium, because I'm so excited about it, and it's supposed to be a money generator to bring in revenue. So that's exciting too. They were going to find out during this process. They were going to assess which planetarium out of the two middle schools was in better shape, and they were going to, revamp if anything, needed to be fixed up for a specific planetarium. Most of his emails did point to Salk. He said he would get back to me, but that is what they're looking towards as far as opening, and they're trying to do it sooner than later. So do I think that's going to cover the 320 million to update and upgrade our roofs and our HVAC and our windows? No, but it certainly doesn't hurt. I'm always looking for positive reinforcements, right? To always hear tax is obviously so scary, especially after all this. That's already happened over the last year and a half. And we're all sick and tired of hearing about it, Mr. Wydell has been working his butt off. But again, the things that stood out to me obviously was that cost, the thought of bringing Cheesequake back, also, there was a comment that we don't cut unless it's hundreds of thousands or millions. And I feel that has actually not been the best move. I think that people would have felt better about seeing some things put in motion. And also on top of that, the biggest red flag for me is that we're still paying off a loan from 2016 that was, it looks like $470 million. And we owe 23 million. It's projected to be paid off in 2033. So that's a concern. So the idea of the money is it's a lot to wrap your head around. Even people that I saw that were all for the tax increase this time also raised their concerns, and I can appreciate that. This is a lot of money. This is a lot to take in. And so I would implore that the community please spread the word. Please get involved. They did say they're going to have another long-range meeting, and this time will be at the admin building, November 11th at 7 p.m. So this same type of meeting is open to the general public. And it's nice. These types of meetings are seriously the most informative. It's the best because you can go there, you can ask questions, and you get an answer. When you go to the regular Board of Ed meetings, you can talk. They're going to answer you afterwards if they want to answer it, or they just want to say thanks and move on. And then there's no like rebuttal, there's no piggyback, like follow-up question. And so it's really nice to have these. And there's going to be cameras in the room soon to record these, but please come. It's so nice to hear faculty members talk on their points. It's so nice to hear other parents. I'm always really hesitant to speak because I want to give other people the opportunity to speak at the public comments, because I almost always have questions and I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be about the community. That's ultimately what it is for me. And, it's not always that you have to align with every single thing I want. It's just the point to involve our community and our faculty. Don't get me wrong. So I appreciated this meeting. It was a lot to take in. They talked about cost, they talked about things they want to conserve on, but we're already spending $350,000 on new devices for 6th and 9th graders. I know we had a big scripted, practically, speech for back to school night with talking about purchasing the insurance and that there's no loaner devices to offer anymore. So, please keep that in mind, is that, those things have to be paid for to be replaced. And so that's now a thing. They must be the most common grades that need to replace the devices, because it was literally every single class I visited was talking about the insurance and, encouraging your kids to take good care of their devices and how they handle them. So just keep that in mind. Again, I just want to be helpful. And then Thursday, October 16th, will be the food service meeting, and that includes the grounds for structure and I probably won't be able to stay for the entire thing. It's from 6 to 8 at the admin building. I would love if somebody else would take notes, but you can find, again, this presentation, the PowerPoint from both our BA and the architect company on the district website. Just keep an eye out for it. And I was told there will be an agenda for the grounds, because I am curious, based on all of this that happened tonight, will likely be touched upon again tomorrow, and I'm not sure I can make it. So I really hope to see about it on the district website. And if anything, I might just ask somebody for a recap themselves. Have a great day. Let me know if you have questions.